In the late 70s, when I was working at Gruhn Guitars in Nashville, Tennessee, there was a fella that I got to know a little bit named Norman Blake. Now, I got to know Norman through James Bryan, who was an incredible fiddler, and I used to play fiddle with him because he loved Gid Tanner and the Skillet Lickers, and I loved Gid Tanner and the Skillet Lickers. So James' daddy would come up from Alabama, and we'd sit on the front porch and play Skillet Lickers tunes, and James would get a big grin on his face. Anyway, that's another story. Well, Norman Blake, I restored an old French cello for Norman's wife, Nancy. I do remember that. But the story I want to tell is a kind of a funny story, and it's when George had this early 30s, 1934 or early 30s, I'm not sure what year it was, mahogany, 12 fret, Martin Dreadnought guitar, D18. And some of you know what that means, some of you probably don't, but it was a pretty rare guitar, valuable guitar, and Norman fell in love with it. So Norman wanted to buy this guitar, so I set the guitar up for him. I was working in the repair shop at that time, and I set the guitar up, and I remember talking about me and Norman and I were talking about what it needed. I'm not sure what we're going to put new strings. I'm going to the string was buzzing on the first fret. The nut needed to be recut. The saddle needed to be raised. I don't know what all it was. Well, just minor little things. And one of the things that we always did at Gruhn's was when the instrument, and this is what I went with what their procedure was. So I didn't have an opinion one way or the other, to tell you the truth. But when we got an instrument like that, after we took the old strings off, we made it presentable for resale. One of the last things we did was to take that guitar over to the buffing machine and buff the living daylights out of it so it shined like a new penny. I didn't think that was bad. I didn't think that was good. It was what it was. And George didn't ever seem to say, don't do that, or I don't want that. But George was a real stickler for authenticity, so I'm not surprised. I am kind of surprised in a way that he might not have approved of that. But anyway, that's what we did. Seemed to be no problem with it. But I do remember when Norman bought that guitar, was getting ready to buy that guitar, and I was getting ready to take it to do the setup. He got real serious. He got up real close in my face and he said, "Now I'm telling you, if you take that guitar and put it on that buffing machine, you tell George the deal's off." I said, "Yes, sir." So we left it like it was with all its patina or whatever you want to call it. And I think probably today, no one would even think of taking that guitar and buffing it down to super high gloss. But anyway, I thought that was kind of an interesting story.